What's up, ladies and stuff? So, welcome to another wonderful episode of Mind My Craft. Today is something a little bit different. I'm going to show you this amazing server that I found. And let's just jump right into it. So, I'm going to go to spawn, which is where you will first show up when you log into this server. And I probably will lag here for just a little bit, so give me just a quick second for everything to load up, because there's quite a bit going on at spawn. So as soon as you log into the server, this is what you're going to see. It says, welcome to the internet's best hardcore PvP server, yada yada yada. So if you didn't read just a second ago, this is a MC MMO server, which means it's great. Other than that, I'm not too in tune with what with Minecraft servers in general. I mean, I've only tried out probably a handful, and this is the first one I really enjoyed. So when you come into spawn, first thing you're going to see is the shop. So you can go ahead and obviously when you first start, you're not going to have any of this stuff, but you can sell things, you can buy things. You can sell pretty much anything. There's not too much that you can buy. I'm hoping that Pip will change that, but at this time, this is what's going on. So in this server, you can vote for the server. You can do it 3 times a day, once on 3 separate websites, and by voting, you get extra stuff. So obviously, if you plan on playing the server a lot, you're going to have to vote, which is it's no trouble at all. It's pretty simple. But this wall here shows you what you get for each vote. I'm not going to read them all for you. If you are really curious, you can obviously come to the server and check it out, or you can pause the video and read. So inside of spawn, you have these shops. You have these big walls of text explaining things to you. Here's some commands for factions. Here's some tips for if you're in a faction. Things of that sort. But what's also cool is that if you come back over here, so you spawn in that pool of water. If you drop down this hole, you come into the arenas and VIP shop area, as well as the trading rooms. Now, trading rooms, let me show you that first, are quite ingenious. What you do is you and another person who is going to be trading with you come into this room. One of you stands on the plate, which closes the door. And that way you two can make your trade. This guy maybe wants some fish, give him some fish. He'll give me what I want. And then once the trade is complete, you step off of the plate and you can exit the room. That way nobody can bother you while you're trying to make a trade and good things like that. But what's really cool about this server is that it has a ton of different arenas. And so you can come in here and battle your friends, battle your enemies, battle whoever the hell you want. But what's cool is, so you would step in here. I can't actually go into it because you do need everybody, or you need at least 2 people. But each person stands on the plate, and then you press a button and you drop into the arena. But then what's also nice is that every arena has a observation area, and so you come down here and you can look into the arena and watch the battle. This one has mobs in it, and it is quite massive. As you can see, it stretches way out over there. But there's some that are really small. I'll show you a small one here. And then what's also cool is that they all have a 5-minute lock, which means once 2 sets of people drop into the arena, this light will turn on, and for 5 minutes nobody else is allowed to go inside. That way you don't have people coming in and ruining your fun. So here's a smaller arena, as you can see. It's a lot smaller, obviously, but you can go ahead and battle in there, just have a great time. And what's nice about this server is that it does have a ton of arenas. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's see, 6. I think there's 3 on that wall, 7. I mean, as you can see, there's probably a good 10, 12 arenas that you can go into. Each of them are different. I'll show you just another one really quick to show that they are all different. And let's see. Oh, so this one's... Wow, I've never actually looked at this one. This one looks like it's mostly inside of a cave-looking area. And so that's, you know, what you get at spawn. Obviously, the things surrounded by glass are for VIP members. So you have to vote X number of times in order to get here. Like, you can have an automatic trip to the end. Unlimited supply of chickens if you need them. Yada, yada, yada. We have this guy just chilling over here. Alright. So now let's go and show you my faction's base. So all you have to do, if you're part of a faction, just type /F home and it will take you to your base. And so this is the base for my faction right now. Right now we only have 3 people. Have no desire at this time for getting more. This is my little home. Come in here and I have my chest, and the reason why you'll see blocks on top of chests is because if somebody does happen to find their way into another person's faction, they're obviously going to try and steal everything. You can't, but if you're not part of the faction, you cannot break blocks within a faction's base. So that's why you put dirt or whatever you would like above your chest, and so people cannot get into them unless they have the ability to destroy that, and then you can get inside of the chest. So this is my home. I've got, you know, a ton of furnaces for smelting all of the stuff we get. Then I have this upstairs area with more chests, as you can see. So the noises that you are hearing are the blaze spawner. Right now it's disabled. Well, it's not disabled, but the water is on, so the blaze won't build up and won't lag the base area, but you can see them up there. Oh, still got hit by one of them. So that's our blaze spawner. This is our fishing port. So what you do is you just grab a fishing pole and you hold down right click and it will rapid fire your fishing pole and you will catch some fish. This is our DJ booth. These are all full of records. As you can see, we have quite a few records at this time. And then our record player. This is one of our storage facilities, which I think is actually going to change because all these are empty right now. They've been moved. Up here we have the armory. All of these were full of weapons. Let's see, we have our potion room with our endless water supply, brewing stands, potion supplies in there. And then we have the automatic farm that I built for us. It's kind of small, but we don't really need the wheat or the bread because we have plenty of food from other sources coming in. This is the holding center for our other mob grinder. This is the tube that they drop down. This is to... See, originally they would drop to right here and you would kill them. And so you could go like that and crush them if the game was starting to lag, if they built up. In here we have our enchanting table. Oh, got a little bit of lag right there. I do apologize. So we got our enchantment table in here. Up there is our leader Cav's living quarters. And so let's go down to the new area. We just started building this a few days ago. It's definitely nowhere near completion. But we come down here and we have our storage system that is actually labeled so we know where everything is. Come over here. We have another storage area up there that hasn't been finished. That is the living quarters for another one of our members. As you can tell, it still hasn't been built. This is where all the mobs fall for our mob grinder. And they all are at one-punch kills once they come down here. So you can just go ahead and get your XP, pick up the items. Mob loot chests, we throw all the items that they drop into here that we don't need. Right here, we don't have any idea what's going to be there yet. And let's go upstairs. Let's see, the stairway has been taken out. So let's go up the ladder. So there used to be a stairway right here, but it just got removed for that. And up here, nothing has been finished yet. The only thing that we have up here finished, because everybody was talking about it so much, was a hot tub. Because, of course, you have to have a hot tub. Alright, so now, like I said, There are many different factions on this server, all of them trying to outdo each other, trying to find their bases, destroy their bases, kill one another, all that good stuff. So, we have several tricks, such as our base here does not have any entrances or exits to the outside, the way that you get in and out. Well, the way you get out, at least. So you come up here, lock yourself in, disconnect, and reconnect. And now you are outside on the roof. And now, because we don't want anybody to be able to know where we are not on the ground, as you can see. But we can get to the ground quite easily without any damage. And now we are on our own personal island. Now our island is many thousands of blocks away from spawn. And so far nobody has discovered it yet. Nobody's been able to get out all this far, or at least they don't try. And so we're completely alone on this island. It used to be full of Mushu cows, but unfortunately they all despawned, decided not to come back, so we don't have them any longer. But let me show you the creeper face that I made, just for some decoration on our island. As you can see, I put a creeper face on the side of this mountain. But what's cool about it, looks like it actually is already turned on, but it is all lit up, and so at night, you know, we can turn that on. Over here we have one of our x-ray machines, which if you haven't seen one of these, it's really simple to make. You just need a lever, and then with a block in between. I don't believe the repeaters are necessary, but they are very useful for turning it on and off. You have the wire come down a block, 2 sticky pistons with 2 TNT. You just drop in, turn it on, and now you have an x-ray machine, which is quite handy. This one in particular is not that handy, but I'll show you another one that I've made that's a little bit more useful. Really, with x-ray machines, you kind of just want to put them, like, you know, have the supplies to build one with you, and then as you're mining, go ahead and build one really quick and look around, see if you can see anything of interest. But we'll come over here. And let's see here. So right down here is where we have our other x-ray machine, or at least where I put one of the other ones we have. So let's go down here a ways. Hopefully it hasn't been removed. And it does not look like it. So you come in here. It's the same setup, obviously. And there you go. And the reason we use this is for, like, lava, if we need to get lava, or if you're looking for dungeons, which from this one I don't believe you can see any, but it's really good for locating dungeons. It's really helpful for that. Let me go ahead and get out of here. Alright, and now since this is an MCMMO server, everything you do has XP based around it, like attacking, mining, using a shovel, attacking things with your bare hands, falling from things. Everything can get leveled up. So in this server, for instance, the XP grinders that you saw are really just for XP and items. It does not level up your weapon ability, because in this server, if you use mob spawners, which you can buy at spawn, any mobs created from those mob spawners cannot level up your abilities. So what our leader Cav has done is he built a MCMMO grinder, which what that is it uses naturally spawned mobs, puts them into a spot for you, and then you can go ahead and kill them and level up your items. Now, when I get down here, there probably will not be any mobs, because you do have to sit down here for a little while before it happens. But we come down here, the mobs will fall into this hole. You can kill them, you can level up your sword, you can level up your bow, you can level up your bare hand if you need to, which is a huge help on a server like this, because the more you level it up, the stronger it gets. For instance, I know Cav right now, if he hits you with his bare hand, it will take away 4.5 hearts with just one hit. So, it's nice to be able to have a MMO grinder that can level that stuff up for you, just because going out into the wild and doing it is not only dangerous, but it takes a lot longer. So yeah, that's... Actually, I'm going to show you one more feature of this server, unless I think of something else. So let me go ahead and... Oh yeah, another thing I want to show you before I go there. So what you can do in this server is if you vote 4 times, you have the ability to set home. And what that means is that obviously you can't sleep in beds because it's a server and you would need everybody in a bed for it to work. So what you can do is you can say set home. Home is set, and then when you leave, I mean, you can go anywhere in the entire map. It doesn't matter how far away. I'm only going to go over here. You can simply say go home, and then after 6 seconds, it will teleport you to where you set your home. And then what I've also noticed is that if you do happen to die, you will be spawned back at where your home was set, which is quite nice. So let's go ahead and get back to spawn if it will let me. Whoops, if I can spell it correctly. Oh, gotta wait 15 seconds. Let's go ahead and just walk around for a little bit more on our own private island. So yeah, this is a great server. Like I said, I've tried a handful of servers, but I've never stuck with one because I've never found one that I truly enjoyed. And this one I've been playing daily for quite a while now. I mean, it's a great server, great people on it. My tip is if you do plan on joining, let somebody know who is already part of the server, and that way they can help you out. For instance, when I first joined, I just kept getting killed by, skeletons and zombies and endermen, and so finally Cav, sent a message in the text box asking if I needed some help, and so he helped me. I went down mining, and he would follow me around killing mobs. And that way I can get some supplies, and eventually he asked me to join the faction. So I went ahead and did that, which is also a huge help. You definitely want to have a group of people that you play with, just for supplies, for anything you need. I mean, we have an endless supply of pretty much everything, just because we all help one another get everything. So now let's go ahead and go back to spawn. So now when you come into spawn, what you're going to do is you're going to obviously leave spawn and begin your adventure. Now the way you do that is if you come over to the edges, you will see, hopefully this, there we go. So you'll see there's walkways and then these window looking things. The walkways are 256 blocks of bedrock. And so you just pick which one you want, you walk out of it, and whenever you want, you can go ahead and drop off. They are kind of high off the ground, so unless you find some water, such as over here, you will take damage from the fall, or if it's by trees, you can jump into trees, obviously. But then what you can also do, if you do not want to walk out those, is go ahead and just jump out one of these mini windows that are around the building, which is it's a massive building, as you can see, and also goes underground where the arenas are. So you just pick which window you want if you know where you want to come out of. Hopefully we won't get too beat up by these mobs down here. Let me fill up my hunger bar before we jump out. So you just jump out the window and lag for a little bit apparently. There we go. And now you're out into the war zone, which means since it's a PvP server, anybody can kill you, mobs can kill you. Within certain defined areas, you are not allowed to create or destroy blocks, which this is one of them, and I'll show you an example of that. So you cannot actually place blocks in a war zone, but once you get out in the wilderness, you're able to do it. Now, in terms of things leveling up, you also have special abilities, so if I right-click before I attack something, it will turn on my special ability, which only lasts for a few seconds, but it will add more damage, so let me show you that. So right-click and Serrated Blade, and there we go. Serrated Strikes has worn off. So yeah, once you go out here for a while, actually did that just happen? I think it might have already happened. Maybe not. So once you go out so far, you will enter the wilderness, which is when you can start, creating and destroying blocks. And for this one, I believe it starts right over here by the water. There. So now it says wilderness. So now I can go ahead and create and destroy blocks, which is obviously how you're going to get your wood, your iron, your coal, whatever it is you need. That is how you're going to do it. So now obviously you may ask, why is there a delay to spawn to things? And the reason is so you cannot just bitch out of a battle. So say like I'm being, chased, well, not anymore, but if you have all those mobs coming at you, you can't just go ahead and say, oh, go home, and then immediately be there and not have to worry about anything, because that would just be way too easy. But now I'm back home, or at least to where I set home. So this is the server. I'm going to put the links in the description on how to connect, what the IP address is, as well as the websites where you can vote on the server. If I remember correctly, it is bestpvp.net. And then up at the top, you will see 3 pictures that just have like the server stats on them. Click on those pictures, they'll take you to individual websites where you can go ahead and vote for the server and get more abilities. So let's go back to the factions home, because this is the only way to get there. That's like I said, you have to keep your base as hidden and as difficult to reach as possible. And so for ours, the only way to get into it is to spawn into it. Now, obviously, you can destroy obsidian, but it's the hardest thing to destroy. And so our walls are X number of obsidian thick, and that way people have a challenge getting in if they do happen to find it and get to it, which is kind of doubtful because it is in a great place. The only time we've had somebody break in is you can form allies on the server with other factions. We formed allies with a faction who, unfortunately, were not as loyal as we were hoping. We put our enchantment table and the bookcases on the roof of the building, and since the roof is at max world height, all they had to do was stand on top, log out, log in, and it placed them inside here, which is why we took the precaution of covering all of our chests. So that is the server. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys join and play a ton. If you do, definitely let Pip know that I sent you. Pip, you'll see here, is Pip Portal. He is the one who created the server. He is the owner of the server, and he is always willing to help you out if needed. So thank you guys for checking it out, and if you do happen to join it, let me know, and I will definitely help you out with supplies and make sure that you don't die over and over and over. So again, thank you, and have a good day.